Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I want to show you my Druid Speedset and in a War Within Season 3, and this is not meant to be necessarily tutorial, but I want to show you Speedset that I have that I use for Azeroth and the similar content, which is older content where this Speedset actually works. So as you can see right now in my equipment manager, I have these 3 different settings, which is Dornagal Strength, Dornagal Speed, and Speedset, which is the one I want to especially talk about. Also, please, I've been only playing the game for 11 months and never before, so I'm not very experienced. I'm sort of experienced, and I'm not necessarily like a gamer, so I can make some mistakes if when I'm explaining things and etc. So please bear with me, thank you. So as you can see right now, with my strongest set, my speed is 138.8, is visible here right now. I think this add-on is called Monkey Speed. Actually, one thing I can show you that you can be struggling with sometimes is that it may not show you a correct speed. So you just take a necklace, you put it into your bags, and then you bring it back. Especially why I'm picking the necklace is because the necklace has the main primary gem, which is this elusive blasphemite, I believe so. So that can sometimes refresh your numbers. So as you can see, I think we had like 138.8, and right now it is 148.8, which is pretty interesting actually. So with my Dornagal Strength set, which is my most modern gear that I play the modern content with, my speed is around 148.8. Okay, let's go to Speedset now. So you can see right now my speed in a human form is 207.7, and if I do a cut form, that at the moment is 242.9. Yeah, so when I run, it sort of looks like this. Yeah, not too bad, pretty fast. And I want to show you the slots actually in my gear. So you need to have these 3 pieces that are the long strider pieces. They have this particular long strider trait, and it's the same with this one, and it's the same with this chest piece. So you need to have leather for Druid. You need to have leather head piece, shoulder piece, and chest piece. I think you have to farm them somewhere in some dungeons in Battle for Azeroth. I don't know exactly which dungeons at the moment. I do apologize. You probably have to make a YouTube research or Google research. So you can see it's this flush powder hood, then it's these gold tasselt pellets, I can't even read it, and then there is this Venture CO something vest. And then you need to have, of course, the Heart of Azeroth, which is the most important, that actually allows you to apply this long strider or to use it, and I was able to make it to level 85. So yeah. And another thing, some people may think that even if you are a druid, you can wear some other like a type of gear that eventually contains this long strider, but from my experience that wouldn't really work, because what happens is right now when I press shift on my computer and I press right click on my mouse, I actually can see inside, as you can see, these settings here where you can see the long strider. But if you, for example, have a mail or some other type of gear, maybe you can wear it, that's not a problem, but it will not allow you to open this little tiny menu where you can actually select the long strider. Because I also have a speed set on my Fury Warrior which is a plate, and I was not able to use my leather pieces there I had to find specifically a plate pieces with a long strider. Maybe I can make a video about it at some point. Anyway, cool. So I'm using this free hood and shoulder and chest piece, and they are giving quite significant amount of speed, and they're actually working with critical strike. So everything in your settings, you're trying to, everything in your gear, you're trying to have a critical strike, the highest critical strike possible. Plus, if you can, you're trying to also have a speed stat. So I will start with my back, which is a cloak. So I use these Reshi wraps. One thing to understand for you before I go into these numbers is to look at it from this perspective. So in Season 3, War Within, at level 80, if you want to get 1% speed here, 1% extra speed, you need to have 425 speed stat, or you need to have 800 or 815 critical strike stat. So 425 speed stat is equivalent approximately to 815 critical strike. Both of them will give you approximately 1% increase on your speed. That's why you are looking for items with a high critical strike as well. So if we go here into this cloak, which is the modern one with the Reshi wraps, you can see I'm using pure precise fiber, and there is a 1836 critical strike, so that gives you approximately 2.2%, I don't know, something like that. Then we go to these braces. Also, those are the modern ones, Explorer 88. You can see critical strike decent, there's also speed stat, and there is an enchantment, and also prismatic socket, which I used for amber gem, which I believe is an orange gem. I will speak about the gems soon. Then I have a weapon, this ancient, I can't read it, I'm sorry. And you see the critical strike is very decent, 1360 and 1020 speed. And there's this enchantment, Wafting Devotion. I would love to tell you what exactly it is, but I just don't remember. You have to make your own research what exactly it is. It gives you some type of speed sometimes or something. And actually this one was a drop. It was literally a drop in Hallowfall, where I was doing these tasks, these light tasks. I don't know exactly what it is, but that dropped for me, and I'm like, great, that's amazing. And it's Adventure 88, so fantastic. These particular braces I actually bought in an auction house. Yeah, they're quite expensive. I paid maybe like, I don't know, 60k, 70k, because they had everything already within it, which means the speed stat and also the socket. So that was great. Then another item is these hands, worn Shadow Guard something, and you can see it's a cloth, it's not leather, because the Druid works on leather, but you can also buy cloth. You know, this is, for example, something the people are not speaking about, especially people who speak about speed sets. They don't tell you that you can also use a cloth. Just the problem with a cloth is, when you look at it, that you can't actually use a transmog on it. So, because if you are a leather type, the game will only allow you to transmog leather pieces. But anyway, it works. It was cheap. I paid maybe like 2.5k in auction house with a very decent critical strike and 727 speed, so why not? Because if you're trying to buy leather pieces, you know, everybody knows that it's for Druid, and people want to build speed sets on Druid, so everything is ridiculously expensive in auction house mostly. You sometimes have to try different realms, you know, and maybe it would work that way. So yeah, I'm using cloth, but I'm hunting for a leather one in the Explorer category or Explorer class. Another one is this Harvested Creep Height Cord. I believe you can get it in Mana Forge Omega. from one of those NPCs there, or bosses, or enemies, I have no idea. And as you can see, again, amazing critical strike, which is great, and 842 speed. And I added my own socket from a Great Vault, where you don't take a gear from a Great Vault, but you rather take tokens and then you exchange it with a guy who stands next to Great Vault, and you can use it for your bracers and or your waist piece, because the sockets for your rings you can literally buy in auction house. I think it's called jewelry settings or settings, something like that. So this is a really good piece, and as you can see, it's a champion 8/8, so not too bad. This one is a Worn Shadow Guard blade breeches, and again, quite expensive item that you can buy in auction house. It can also drop for you probably in Karash, I believe so, but I bought it in auction house. Usually it goes around like 100k, 150k gold, but I was somehow lucky to buy it for maybe 15k, because the person who was selling it didn't know what they are selling, and I was able to grab it quickly before some reseller got it into their hands. So again, amazing critical strike and nice speed. These shoes, so as you can see, they are level item level 251, the Sentinel's Eternal Refuge. They're quite high decent item because they're orange. And I think the orange one are like legendary items, I don't know. And what's going on here is that you are trying to apply a minor speed increase enchant. As you can see, it's there, and this enchant gives you 10% speed. So the idea here is that in order for you to be able to apply minor speed increase, you can only use it on shoes that are up to 320, level 320, included 320. So this is 251, so we can still do it. And it has 3 sockets, as you can see. I've used one socket for this elusive blasphemite, or whatever that is called, which is this 181 primary stat and +2 movement speed. I will tell you something about it soon, how to use those gems, because I had a little problem with it, that nobody was giving any tutorial how to use it exactly, so I had to find out my own way. So I will try to explain to you something about it soon. And then I have these 2 slots with critical strike, and that gives me approximately, I don't know, 360, whatever, I don't know exactly, critical strike, which is approximately I don't know, maybe 0.5%, a little bit less than 0.5%, but better than nothing. Then I have this ring, which is Champion 8/8 with a massive critical strike, Logic Gate Alpha. I think it comes from Mana Forge Omega raid, or you can get it from Great Vault as well. And as you can see, it's enchanted with Cursed Critical Strike, which I believe is 390 critical strike, and it takes a little bit of your haste. And then I purchased 2 sockets in an auction house, and I've added, I believe it's Onyx, the purple one, then I added Sapphire, which is the blue one, and here, this one I bought in auction house. This was ridiculously expensive, but it is as it is. It's a hero item, amazing critical strike as well, 6742, and nice speed, 1618, enchanted Cursed Critical Strike again, and you can see I think the first one is Deadly Ruby, I don't know how you call it, and another one is Haste one, what is that? It's Emerald, I believe so. And yeah, that's a very good ring actually, and was quite expensive. Now I have this trinket, which gives me 1870 speed, which is amazing. Also here items, so there's still little space for improvement. And then I have this trinket, and nobody really talks about this particular trinket, which is amazing trinket. And you can see it's Explorer 8/8. It's this baleful excerpt on prophetic death or something. And you can see that it has a critical strike, but it also has a speed in it, which is amazing. So it has both of these together in one trinket. And if you make the calculations with the numbers that I said at the beginning, which means that approximately 815 critical strike gives you 1% speed, and also 425 speed stat gives you 1% speed in a season 3 War Within at the level 80, because this is changing by season and by leveling. These numbers will not be correct anymore in another season. So we can actually make a calculation that that critical strike gives you approximately 2% speed, and that speed stat 727 gives you approximately maybe 1.5, 1.6%. So just this trinket gives you 3.6% speed, I believe so. Yeah. Okay, so that's my speed set for Azeroth. It only works in older content, which is a BFA content or Azeroth content, because this Heart of Azeroth will not be activated or active in, for example, Dornogal. So you can't use it in Khazalgar or Isle of Dorn. It's not going to work. That's why I have this Dornogal speed. I will show you that later. And yeah, now I'll tell you a little bit about these buffs. So maybe there are more, but I'm using this one. So you have this Flask of Tempered Aggression. So that will give you 2604 critical strike extra. And if we make a calculations again, that's approximately maybe 3% of your speed extra. That's good. Then you have this exquisitely eviscerated muscle. I'm sorry, I can't read it. I'm not a native English. And that gives you, if you are well fed, which means you will eat it for a certain amount of time, it will give you 582 speed for 1 hour, which is really fantastic. And then you have this fried bonefish, which also does something. Like, it gives you a little bit of speed by after killing an enemy, but I don't know. It's not like a fantastic speed increase. So, and I'm not even sure you can have these two together. This exquisitely muscle with this fried bonefish. Probably it will not allow you to have both of them at the same time. So, okay, at the moment my speed is 207.7 in a human form. And as I said at the beginning, when you're sometimes struggling, that monkey speed add-on is not showing you correct speed, or it's just confusing you because it just doesn't show you properly what your speed really should be. You can take your important part of your gear, like for example a necklace, you put it into your bag and then you bring it back, and then you know kind of that that's the sort of real speed that is on you. Yeah. So what I do now, so we see 207.7, so I will drink this. Okay, so as you can see, I've got approximately 3%, as I said. So right now my speed in running is 210.6. Okay, let me show you how it looks like. So when I run with my character, it looks like this in a human form. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. And now let's do the cut form. And yeah, that's my running speed in a cut form, which shows at the moment 245.8, I believe so. Yeah. Oh, okay. Fantastic. Okay, let me just position myself. Fantastic. Okay, good. Then you can see here on my in the corner that this Flask of Tempered Aggression is already activated, and it will last for 60 minutes. And now you can also apply this, one of these. I mostly like to use this exquisitely something because that gives me extra 582 speed, which is maybe, as I said, like 1%, 1 point something, 1.2% or something extra speed. And you can combine it with that buff as well. It will not disappear. So let's do that. I need to eat it for like 5-10 seconds probably. That will take a little moment. And as you can see here, it already appeared and the speed has changed now. So my speed is even higher now. So my speed at the moment is 247.2, and that's the speed that I'm having with these two buffs. So when I run, that's my speed of running. Okay, fantastic. Another thing I wanted to talk about is with the gems, okay? Because people may be really confused with the gems, and even I've been confused, and I've made lots of research about it. I've used lots of gold of mine, like I wasted so much gold just to find out like how it actually works. So I'll try to give you my explanation, because people really can be confused in this. So when you look at the gems, especially on an auction house, you have two types of gems. One gems are the ones that I have here, which is a single gem, like for example amber or onyx or ruby or emerald or sapphire, and that's it. And then you have gems that are combined gems. They're like two gems together, and they give you like stats like 120 haste and 49 critical strike or something, you know. So it gives you like two stats together. So from my testing, I could be wrong here, but from my testing, these combined gems, they don't work very well, or they don't work at all actually. I don't know, I haven't seen a difference actually. So when you look at this particular stone here, which is the first one, the white one, it says plus 181 primary stat, plus 2 movement speed per unique algorithmic gem color. So the pattern behind it is that the game offers you 5 different gems, which means 2%, which means exactly 10%. So for example, you have minor speed increase, and the minor speed increase up to level 320 item, which you can only apply it to that type of item, it gives you 10%, okay? So this white stone, which is the elusive blasphemite, I believe so, or how you call it, also gives you 10% if you use 5 correct gems, okay? So the idea behind it is this, that I use this blasphemite or blasphemite here on these particular shoes, because there were 3 sockets, and it's the top one. Now here on these braces, I've used amber, which gives 275 stamina, but the stamina is not important. It's important that gem itself is important, because that gem gives 2% extra speed. So this one is amber, is the orange one. Now this ring has I believe onyx and sapphire, so that's another 2% and another 2%. It's not a combined gem, it's a single gem, single onyx, single sapphire. And the same here, this one is a single ruby and single emerald, okay? And so theoretically, and actually I tested it and I'm correct with it, this gives me 2%, this one gives me 2 and 2, and this one gives me 2 and 2, and that's altogether 10. Just the gems themselves. Now the problem that I used to have sometimes, and I don't understand why did I have it, was when, for example, I use this elusive blasphemite on these particular braces, or somewhere over there. So for example, imagine the blasphemite would be on the bottom of my gear, and then these gems would be above, yeah, and it somehow didn't work. It didn't pick it up on my monkey speed, even if I refreshed it, and I was not able to test it if it works correctly. So what I've done, I applied elusive blasphemite on the top. So you see the shoes are here, like physically sitting above the ring, above the other ring, and they're physically sitting above these braces, okay? So this stone is on the top of all of them, and then underneath is a ring with 2 gems, underneath is a ring with 2 gems, and underneath is braces with 1 gem. And in this case, this was literally the only case where I got 10%. Like physically I've seen the difference, you know, but otherwise it was not literally registering those gems. I don't understand why. So that's something for you to understand. Maybe it will help, maybe not. Now I wanted to show you these in my equipment manager. I wanted to show you Dornagal speed, and what do I mean by that. So I will also show my talents and how my character goes a little bit faster when I eventually kill someone, or maybe that happens when I use this fried bonefish. I don't remember. Anyway, so why do I have a Dornagal speed here? Okay, so the idea behind it is that when I click Dornagal strength, which is my actual gear for playing the game at the strongest level, like a delves and raids and etc, etc, this one has a pretty not a great speed. You can see that at the moment it shows 170. Let's refresh it if it's the right number. Actually it's 180. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. But when I select Dornagal speed, I'm actually showing 214, so I was going up by 34%, yeah? Of course, you have to understand that when I click Dornogal Strength gear, which is my actual strong gear, you can see that my energy bar shows 14,529,000, I believe. So yeah, so it's a decent amount of energy in a cut form. And when I click Dornogal Speed, suddenly it drops down to like 9 million something. So I can't do necessarily raids with it, and I can't go necessarily to difficult delves or something. But, you know, for some farming or something, it's pretty decent, you know, even in Khazalgar, in Dornogal, you know. So the idea behind this is that your speed set only works in Azeroth and in BFA content, which is Battle for Azeroth content, like a Boralus and etc, and maybe it works somewhere else, like maybe Shadowlands, or I have no idea. It works in some older content, okay? I can't tell you right now which content, because I've been playing WoW only for 11 months and never before, and I'm not that experienced, okay? I'm happy to understand at least what I understand about the game, but I don't understand so much about the game yet. And I play only sometimes, so anyway. So the idea is that this speed set only works in certain areas and doesn't work in certain areas. But I wanted to also have a speed set, or at least some form of speed set, which is faster than my strength set. So I can also do some little farming in the more modern other areas, yeah? So when we look into this right now, so here what is important is you are looking just for speed itself as a stat, because the critical strike is not counting here, okay? The critical strike only counts in this speed set, because when you look at this Heart of Azeroth and the Longstrider trade and whatever, you can see that this one works best with the critical strike. But we can't use this in Dornogal because it doesn't work there. It's inactive. So therefore I can only use the items with a speed stat. So for this I'm using this Explorer with a 969 speed. My necklace is Explorer as well. And here actually I purchased these two sockets from auction house, and I purchased also these gems. And as you can see, again, I'm applying the same logic as well. Like you can see the primary stat, elusive blasphemite or blasphemite, the stone is on the top, which means it's literally the most on the top as it can be, so it's in the necklace, because necklace is literally the second item from the top. So it's kind of counting correctly, you know, at least in my case, because it was not counting correctly before when I put the gems into my rings and necklace and everywhere, you know. Then, so this one has 1240 speed. Another one is Explorer 88. This one has 727 speed. Another one is Cloak. I could have better one, but so far I have this one. I mean, guys, these items are pretty expensive, I'll be honest with you. Most of them are from auction house, but they're pretty expensive. This is 408 speed. Then I have this hero item, which is 1173 speed. Also it has an enchant, Stormrider agility, which probably gives you like 250 speed, I believe so. The braces I'm using exactly the same as the ones with the Azeroth speed set. These particular gloves are leather and they give you 536 speed, and they are level 600. I could buy the better ones. If I buy the better ones, I will be able to use them for the speed set as well, because on my speed set, Azeroth speed set, I only use the cloth ones at the moment. These harvested creep hide cord is exactly the same. You see 842 speed, and also there is a plus 56 speed little gem, like a little vintage gem. This particular leg piece is the same, 969 speed. And these shoes, okay, people can be confused now. They can say like, oh, why are you using these particular shoes when you have these fancy, expensive shoes here? You know, these ones, the Sentinel's Eternal Refuge. So the idea behind it is this, that these particular shoes, when you look at them, they, in these particular settings, as I have them now, they don't really have any speed increase except the minor speed increase enchant, which is 10%, but nothing else. Because in Dornogal, you are not applying these critical strike things. It doesn't work there. So these particular shoes, except the minor speed increase, they have nothing else there. And these particular shoes, you can see they are level 320, so it's the maximum level where I am still allowed to use actually minor speed increase, and they have a 120 speed stat, as you can see. So they give me 120 speed more in Dornogal than these shoes. So that's I'm actually using them in my Dornogal speed set. Great, at least you understand it. Now, this ring, 1240 speed. Yeah, but no, not too bad, not too bad. This is that ridiculously expensive ring. 1618 speed, Hero 88. This trinket, 1870 speed. And this trinket, this is another one, you see, it's a different trinket. 842 speed. And people may ask again, why you are not using this particular trinket? Because, as I said before, this trinket has a critical strike, and that critical strike doesn't count in Dornogal to increase the speed. Therefore, the only stat that counts there is 727, but this one has 842, so that's more valuable. Good. And this particular weapon is the same weapon, so 1020. So when we look at my Dornogal speed and we look at the speed itself, it shows 47 speed, and it says speed 16,257, which is plus 47.25. And one thing, again, I'm confused here. It doesn't show the correct number. I don't understand why. Okay, so I have to kind of reboot it as a joke. You see, right now it shows the correct number. So in Dornogal, when I'm in a Khazalgar, when I'm doing any type of content in Isle of Dorn or Hallowfall or whatever over there, my speed there is 214.3, which is not too bad, and my energy bar is 9,100,000, which is not too strong, but so far it is pretty alright. If I want to do some dungeons, or if I want to, let's say, get some, like I want to farm some tailoring supply or something from some dungeon, I mean, it works pretty well actually. And because when I select myself into Dornogal strength and equip it, just look at my speed, which is here. Look at that number. It goes to like 180. So actually, with this particular one, I'm 34% faster. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think I've shown pretty everything I wanted. So one thing, I've been watching many of these videos before from other people about the speed sets and other things. So one thing, or a couple of things they never really mentioned, and that's why I kind of wanted to mention it in my video, is that when you look at this, let's say the speed set, yeah. So one thing they never really mentioned is that you can use even the cloth item for a druid. I'm like, that's great. I mean, some of those cloth items with the speed stat are really, really cheap, while the leather ones are not really cheap at all. I mean, occasionally you can buy a cheap one if somebody mistakenly selling that and you catch it in a good time. But I'll tell you, there's lots of resellers that are literally hunting for these speed stat items because they want to sell them for 100,000 or 150,000 to you, So you can also use a cloth item. Another thing I've never heard people to be speaking about is this particular exquisitely eviscerated muscle. They speak about the fried bonefish, they speak about the flask of tempered aggression, but they didn't really speak about this particular one. And I think it's pretty cool. I like it. So you can add that to your portfolio as well. Another thing I was mentioning already were these crystals, like gems, that when you sometimes place your elusive blasphemite into a wrong position in your set, it doesn't have to count it properly for some reason, and your speed probably will not be increased for some reason if you are using completely correct gems. And everything is as it should be. So I kind of found out for myself that I'm always trying to keep that gem, the white one, the elusive blasphemite, on the top, and all the crystals underneath, all the other gems are physically in a gear slots that are underneath, positioned underneath, and that was the way how it always worked for me. I know some people may say that it's just ridiculous and I'm talking rubbish, but I'm just literally speaking to you from a real experience, because I was working with different add-ons that were showing the speed, and it was the same thing with the different add-ons. So I'm kind of sort of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, cool. So that's my speed set. Now let's do some little run just to give you an idea. So as you can see right now, the Azeroth speed set is 247.2. Let's quickly have a look at my talents. I don't even know where I have those talents from. Probably I copied it from somewhere from internet. So I have here, I have a speed talents, which is exactly this. You can have a look at it. And then I have a strength, not speed. Okay, let me give you that. And that looks a little bit different. So these are my talents for strength and not speed. Okay, I think I use this for my modern content when I do delves and raids and etc. So let's check it. Let's put it back to speed talents. And for this particular occasion, when I go into my cut form, you can see this is my number 1 on my keyboard, and it's some special macro. And I don't know where I have that macro from, but where is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, sorry, it's some kind of moonfire. Yeah, whatever. I can maybe. I got it somewhere from internet, so I'm literally just spamming number 1 on my keyboard. So as you can see, it kind of increased my speed first time. Right now it says 248.2. This is some zone for leveling, guys leveling their first, second level and etc. I don't want to kill all the enemies for them, because sometimes it happens by mistake that they are trying to level here and I'm sort of like spamming with my moon fire or moonlight or whatever that is called, I don't know. So as you can see right now, it went back to 247.2. Probably if I use this, what is that called? If I use this fried bonefish, very likely I would probably be a little bit faster. I have no idea, but I actually like that other buff. Yeah. So yeah, that's my speed actually. You see, sometimes it makes me faster. Like at the moment, like 318, 270 something, you know. So yeah, that's my speed set for my Druid. And just recently I got this lovely form from our store. I really like it. So anyway, look guys, this was my first video ever. I'm not a gamer really, but I like World of Warcraft. I started to play it when I watched the movie called Remarkable Life of Ibelin, I believe so, last year. I think it was in November 2024. So I played the game a little bit, you know, and it's nice. I play it in my own ways, you know. I'm not like a proper gamer, or I don't spend very much time there, so I kind of wanted to do a little video just to maybe be a little bit helpful if I can. Anyway, please leave me some comment with how is your speed set, if you have any. If you have any improvements, maybe you can give me some idea as well. I would appreciate your opinions and your comments. And I also have a speed set on my Fury Warrior, which is a plate. Maybe I could try to make a video about that if you want me to. So have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching, and go with honor, friend.